Hello everyone, it's Joe from For Bon Panzoni here. We're at the For Bon Panzoni Christmastime charity ball in aid of Richard House Children's Hospice. I'm here with Caroline Munro,
Hello.
Spire Love Me and Casino Royale 67, and Malcolm Sinclair, Casino Royale, the 2006 one. So Malcolm, when you're on that chair, you go flying on that. Was it a body double or was it actually you?
I was just saying, Caroline, he was a young South African stuntman, and he looked at me and obviously with a sort of look of disdain, going, "Well, you're not going to be able to do that, are you?" So I went, "No, I can't do that." So, "Will you be doing that?" He went, "Yeah, I'll do that." Anyway, it was only a split second.
Yeah, okay.
But it's a good split second.
Yeah, no, but the scene before it's better.
Caroline's you've never had a body double, have you? It's always been you, yeah.
It's always been me. It has always been me, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So are you a Bond girl, a Bond villain, or both?
I would say primarily a Bond girl. I still
Okay,
like that,
okay.
and a bit of a villain, bit of a hench person.
Okay, yeah, bit of
Yeah.
both. Yeah, we'll take
Yeah,
that.
I like that. Bit
And-
of both.
And what was it like working with Curt Jurgens? Because he seems like someone people never really talk about. So I just wanted to ask you about your experience with Curt.
He was wonderful to work with.
Yeah.
He's such a good actor too.
I was watching him recently, and the long
Yes, he's a fantastic actor, and a gentleman. And I did have the privilege of going to New York with him, and we did the American premiere.
Right, okay.
It was all the baddies. It was him, myself, and of course Richard Keel. But
Yeah.
he was absolutely lovely, and we did most of our photo shoots together.
Yeah, 'cause you got a lot of
we
photos
got
with
a
him,
lot of
yeah.
photos with him, but he was charming. Beautiful wife too,
Yeah.
stunning wife, yes.
And-
German lovely lady, but yes, he was great to work with. Very, very under. You know, he was a really good film actor because it was not too much stuff going on. It was all under, but it's just the way he looked at the camera. You know, it's just you knew it was all going on. So great.
And when Bond was obviously pretty big by 77, did you have any idea when you was filming it you'd be here in 2022 with all these weirdos?
With his wonderful
Signing photos.
audience. Yes,
Did you
invited
ever
audience.
imagine that would happen all these years later
Not at all.
when you did
I
it?
had
No?
no inkling, but it's wonderful, and especially here tonight because we're for Richard's house, for the hospice, the children's hospice. So I'm so delighted to see everybody here tonight, and Malcolm. We're here, so it's all in a good cause. But yes, I hadn't realised how many. It's 50, isn't it? 50? No, wait a minute. No.
Spire Love Me how many years is
40
Spire
years?
Love Me?
40 something years.
43.
Yeah, well, I was only about 15 at the time, so you know.
So the wink, you probably had no idea that would become so iconic.
Not at all, but it was the second unit director because Lewis suddenly remembered that we hadn't got any close-ups of me in the helicopter, and we'd done the helicopter in Sardinia. I'd flown the helicopter in Sardinia, but he suddenly realised we needed some close-up shots, so he sent Ernest Day, who was the second unit director. I don't know. You know, who's Ernest Day, wonderful chap, and we had the helicopter in the studio at Pinewood at that point, and they said, "Would you mind coming down and just doing half a morning shooting?" So I did. And Ernest was there. He said, "Caroline, I'm not quite sure, what we'll do in this scene." He said, "Let's play about with a few things." So we did. We played about. He said a kiss and a thing, and I said, "What about a wink?"
Oh, so it's your idea.
It kind of was. So the wink, and it was
Amazing.
the wink.
So your idea has lived on in Bond.
Oh, that's your words, but
Yeah.
I don't know. But it was fun. We did different things.
Yeah.
Yes, and he captured various things, so that was good. He was great to work with too, Ernest. And of course we had Lewis on our film.
Yeah.
Lewis Gilbert.
What was he like to work with?
Oh, he was so calm and so, again, very under, but he knew exactly what he wanted. So the whole crew who Roger adored and who adored Roger they were just there, and we'd waited 5 days to shoot our Mike coming to get Roger and Barbara. Waited 5 days for the weather in Sardinia, can you believe? And then suddenly the sun came out, And Louis said, right, we're ready to go, but delightful he was to work with, just wonderful. One of my favourite films, Carve Her Name with Pride too. He directed that. Do you remember that? Great film.
And Roger obviously was absolutely delightful as well.
I fell in love with Roger. Who could not?
We're all in love with Roger.
Yeah, you are, aren't you?
Yeah,
He was
absolutely.
he was what you saw was what you got, and he was such a gentleman, so sweet, and very warm with me, because I was terrified. This was Roger Moore. This was a big Bond film, and I thought, I don't know what I'm doing here, really, but he was so sweet. You know, charming.
He's even though he's been gone a few years now, I still can't get used to him not being here.
No.
He's like someone you honestly thought is immortal.
Forever.
You know, you just can't imagine it.
You get several people like that, but he is immortal because he lives on the silver screen forever.
Yeah.
We have him there forever.
Yeah.
And we have him in our hearts.
We
too,
do, yeah.
So that's good. Louisa was on my film. Louisa was there on my film. And she was great. She was actually very much a woman's woman, but Roger was her man, and she stood just behind. So you're there, the camera's here looking at me, Roger's just there, and she was just there. She was kind of watching it all go on. So, which was slightly disconcerting, but she was delightful.
Very lucky to have worked with Roger.
Aren't I lucky?
Very
very lucky, I know.
And Malcolm, Martin Campbell is a very popular among fans.
He should be. I mean, he knows exactly what he's doing. He's a bit of a Martinet.
Oh, I like that.
The crew
That's cool.
were very disciplined. And I'm not sure Daniel and him got on very well. He's never directed another film. And I gather Daniel didn't want him.
Okay.
Perhaps I shouldn't say that. I didn't.
Oops.
Well, Daniel Craig's got a lot of power. He had a lot of power.
Because
Yeah.
Daniel was simply marvellous.
He was marvellous.
Simply marvellous.
Fantastic Bond. He was
That
just
was the
right.
rumour. I have no idea whether it's true or not. But you know, I was only on it 2 days. And here we are. Only 16 years later.
He's showing off. He's showing
And
off. It's a newbie. He's a newbie to
I'm a
Bond.
newbie, but I've, you know,
Was it the first 2 days as well?
Yeah, it was one. Yeah, because Daniel was very, very nervous, as who wouldn't be, for their first week as James Bond.
Did you calm him down?
I don't know if I calmed him down, but when you see another actor being very nervous, you go, oh, it doesn't matter that I'm nervous. It sort of takes the pressure off you a bit.
Were you nervous?
And he was, oh, God, yeah.
You were.
I was, you know, but after 2 or 3 takes, I thought, oh no, I've sort of got this. I know what that's a superior thing that I've often done.
What about you, Caroline? Were you nervous?
Terrified.
On James?
Absolutely
Why were you
terrified.
terrified? Was it the whole James Bond
It
thing?
was the whole James Bond
Yeah.
thing. I had no idea I was going to get it. You know, I went for the interview, Cubby sent for me, but I was up for Ursa too at the same time, and I apparently had that as well. So it was up to my agent to say, well, what should we choose? I said, I choose? You know, I can actually get a chance to choose. He said, well, we know about Bond. Bond is tried and tested, but Superman, we're not too sure of. So
Because you weren't in, because you turned down Superman to do Bond, is that correct?
Yes, the agent said yes. He said,
Nice headache to have, Superman or Bond.
I know.
I've never had that choice.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, but Sarah Douglas went on to play Ursa. She was fabulous in that.
Yeah.
I couldn't have done a job like she did. You know, she was so good in that. Really terrific. She was perfect with Terence Stamp. It was just the right balance.
And what about Barbara Bach? Did you meet her much?
Yes, a lot.
A lot,
Yeah. She was lovely to work with. Again, she kept herself very much to herself. But I found her delightful. I saw her about 4 years ago at the what is the flower show in London?
Chelsea. Ringo.
She was yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I didn't. Yes, I saw her and she came over to me. I said, "Oh, it's lovely to see you. I haven't seen you for a while." And we had a chat, and I asked about her children and this, that, and the other. And then he suddenly came over. He said, "Oh, I'd like you to meet. This is my husband." I said, "Oh, it's nice to meet you." So we had a little chat, as you do. Ringo Starr, big moment for me. But anyway, keep my cool. And then suddenly fans recognised him. You know, and they came over. So he said, "Come on, Barb, we're off." So he pulled her, and she said, "Bye-bye." So that was it. But she was delightful, very beautiful, and very, very
beautiful.
sweet.
porcelain looks.
Yes,
Which are very
beautiful
porcelain
looks. Yeah,
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for 2 wonderful performances in Bond. And thank you for coming tonight, Caroline Munro and Malcolm Sinclair.
Thank you very much.